7:03. So we've got, let me see. Oh, we should go over we don't have minutes to go over, so that's not even worth talking about. I know who's here. So let's go right to, you want to talk about Stuart? There's no general discussion. There's nobody here but us. Unless somebody wants to talk about something outside the agenda. No. So let's talk about Stuart Fisher. We need one more member. I don't know who Stuart Fisher is. Alan, is this a friend of yours or?
Nope. He's a gentleman who contacted me because he wanted to be involved. He just retired, and at first he wanted to be my assistant. And I said, I can interview you and we can do all that stuff, but there's going to be a lot of computer stuff involved. And he said, I don't want to do it anymore.
Too old.
So he actually himself asked about this, and I said, I'll bring it up.
So you met him. What'd you think of him?
Well, I talked to him over the phone. I didn't speak to him, but I mean, he seems like a normal guy. Just be involved somehow,
Well, we need another member. I don't really know him. Does he live in town? He must live in town.
Yeah, he lives in town, and I did ask him if he wanted to come to the meeting. Well, I sent him an email, asked him if he wanted to show up to the meeting, and he's not here, but I know he's interested. So,
all right. Well, I mean, if I'm willing to bring somebody else on board if they want to come on board. What do you guys think?
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So general consensus says fine.
Okay. I'll let him know, and I'll let Erica know, and I guess she's got to run it through her office.
Yeah.
What? Excuse me. What's his name?
Stuart Fisher. I don't know him.
No, me neither. It's fine.
Do you know what he did for work, Alan?
Kelsey actually knows him, the Erica's assistant, and I can't remember what she said. It's not coming to me.
But you talk to her once in a while, right?
Kelsey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually make my way up there probably once a day to ask her for something.
Well, next time you see her, ask her what she thinks about Stuart, and if
she did say he was a really, really nice guy.
All right. That sounds good to me.
Okay.
We could use a nice guy in this commission.
We're all nice guys, aren't we?
I think so.
What our mothers say.
Mine still does. Okay. So I'm okay with Stuart Fisher if you guys are. So I'm going to put down that, I make a motion to ask or see if Stuart Fisher wants to be a member. Anybody else want to second it?
I second it.
Okay. So Al, ask, who did you say that knows him?
Kelsey.
Yeah, ask Kelsey and see what she says. And if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. We could use another person.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So I think you got a director's report.
Yeah, I'll try and be brief. Basketball practices have started up. I got my last coach yesterday, so we're all set there. Pickleball, I know you guys suggested to reach out to John instead of Steve, and he also hasn't gotten back to me, so we're nowhere with pickleball.
Okay.
TOB field. So this is probably the biggest thing that I have to bring here today. Anthony Eldridge, I rented a tractor for him. I got him 10 tons of clay. He put most of the clay down, fixed all the big problem areas. He made a few suggestions. There's these things called clay bricks, and I guess the nice fields use them. You bury them under the normal clay, and what it's supposed to do is really reduce the maintenance that needs to be done and it definitely breaks down the wear and tear. So if there's no bricks there, they have to come out and do maintenance mid-game usually, you know, on the pitcher's mound and sometimes around the batting area. So these bricks would basically put an end to that in-game maintenance and really reduce the amount of clay that is needed for the field in general. The only thing is that, like I was saying, it's quite an investment. Where did I write the price? Oh, it says it's roughly between $650 and $950 for 300 bricks. So we might need that or more to do it. But he also said that we charge only $35 for a 2-hour session, I believe. So we don't make too much money off that field, but if these changes were done, we could charge $50 or maybe even more, and it would then become a nice field, and we might get more people that want to play there, so we could make more money off the field. So yeah, I just wanted to hear everybody's thoughts on that and see if it's worth going down that road, because nothing is budgeted for this. Like, we wouldn't be able to just pull the money from the normal TOB maintenance to do something like this. We'd have to pull it from somewhere else.
Yep.
Who does the labor?
I would just have him do it. He
would do it.
plays at the field. He wants to do it, so he can do it if he wants the bricks.
Yeah, so I just looked them up online, and it said there's Diamond Pro, home plate, mound, whatever. Clay bricks are unfired, compressed clay bricks that are perfect for constructing, maintaining, or repairing high-stress areas. When watered down, the bricks turn to firm clay to provide greater durability and reduced maintenance in these areas. Clay bricks can be used to construct, maintain, or repair pitcher's mound, bullpen, catcher's box, and the batter's box. $650 for 300 of them. It's about 2,000 pounds roughly.
Do you put anything over that, or is that it?
I think you put the clay over it.
Yep.
And it's underneath it, and then it sort of just, firms it up, because they look like real bricks, but they're unfired. I guess, again, when they get wet, they soften up, I guess. So if you just put it, it's under chbaseball.com. But anyway, yeah, no, they're I never heard of them, but they look like the real thing.
So it's a foundation, it's a base.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Becomes
it would
firm
pay itself
clay.
back. If you get more teams, does Mike think there's more teams out there that are looking for a field?
I mean, he suggested it, but I know that he said even if we could raise the price of the field even without these clay bricks, and his team would still play there. So either way, I think we need to raise the
Yeah, how
fee.
much did the clay cost that you had delivered? Any idea?
$250?
Okay.
I believe it was $250. But then I also had to pay for him to use a tractor, so that was $125. Normally he gets his cousin to help him out with his tractor, but he said he couldn't do it this time, so I wasn't gonna just leave the clay there. It had to be done, so I rented this tractor.
That's not a big deal. The labor is the expensive part, and he provided it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with putting the bricks underneath. Rocco, have you ever seen this done?
No, but it sounds like what high usage fields use, especially in the Northeast. I'm okay with it too. I don't think there's other teams though that would play up there. Wellington's not really like in the central part of the state. We're going to attract a lot of teams beyond his team.
Okay.
I think
how many games a year does he play there?
they use it a lot. I mean, I think they paid $2,500, $3,000 total. That's how many games they played there.
At $30 a game?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what the check was for, I believe.
80 games.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
If they pay that much and then you're gonna increase a little bit, you'll make your money back, so it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a next spring project, but it's something worth planning
Yep.
for now, you know. Okay.
Joe, you look like you're on the witness protection.
I know, the lighting in this,
program.
this is not a great hotel. There it is.
Okay, I'll try and make this one real quick. I don't know if anyone else read this. But on the night of the trunk or treat, some kids, well, we think it was some kids, vandalized the baseball fence door at River Road. And I went on to the security footage, and I know that it happened between the 29th and the 30th of October. So we couldn't really see anybody do it, but we know when it happened roughly. And I purchased some new hinges, and the public works guys put them on. So that's fixed. Trash cans at River Road. So I go to River Road about twice a week, and I just kind of walk it, and there's garbage there all the time, and there's a lot of garbage. And I'm kind of thinking that 3 trash cans is not enough. So I kind of wanted to bring it to your attention to see what you guys thought. I had some pictures on one of the attachments that I sent to you, and they are, I like to get a couple regular trash cans just to increase it, but there's also like little kid trash cans that, you know, they have a big, like it's sort of like a teddy bear. They have a frog, a dolphin, that sort of stuff. And I think it would be really cool to put in there for the kids, and I don't know, just make it more enjoyable for them while increasing the number of trash cans. And hopefully if there's more trash cans and less distance to walk between them, I think people might throw their garbage out.
Yeah, be more apt to not throw it on the ground.
Right.
You're saying the trash is on the ground mostly?
Yeah. I mean, people throw stuff out in the garbage cans, but it's ridiculous how much garbage I have to pick up there on the ground.
Is Troy still emptying out those cans for you, Department of Public Works?
Yep. He actually called me today. They empty them twice a week, I guess. So they need 6 garbage bags, and he ran out of garbage bags. So I had to run to Walmart and try and get some garbage bags.
All right, I think if you want to do a kid's garbage can over by the playscape and it's not $1 million, yeah, why not?
The bear's like 500 and the frog is 600. So I just figured one of those would be cool for them.
And then just some regular garbage cans to match what's there.
Spread out, yeah.
I think the unfortunate part is you're going to find out if you had 100 garbage cans there, you would have 100 full garbage cans every day. But they are a long way from each other, so I think having a few more is not a bad idea.
One of them definitely needs to be next to where we put the porta potty, because people, when they go in there, they just throw their crap right on the ground next to the porta potty. That's the biggest problem area.
Human beings are terrible.
All right, moving on. I have internet. I don't know if we talked about this at our last meeting or not, so I threw it on here again. I figured out that the construction cost would be
I think you said $4,000 for us.
We talked about it. It was a lot.
We did, yeah. So that's the only reason why I bring it up now, is because, you know, Erica said that there potentially is a way for her to cover that through some grant or something. But if we don't do that, then it's a potential CIP project, which we can talk about later. This one's interesting. The shed at Hall School, at the end of the soccer field. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. Well, I got a call from the WHAM president who wanted to get in there. He didn't have the keys for it. And Parks and Rec only has the keys for one little section of that. There's 4 doors. We had the key for one section. So I told him I don't have the key. Steve, the custodian at Hall School, didn't have the key. I went to ask Phil Stevens about it. He started laughing and he goes, "This comes up every couple of years." So apparently it's been a reoccurring issue that's never been solved. Well, we solved it this time. So we made an agreement with Wham. So Wham would cover half the cost of getting a locksmith to come out, rekey the doors. The school's going to pay for a fourth and Rec's going to pay for a fourth. And now school and Rec have keys to it and have permission to use the shed in whichever way we want. And where previously we didn't. It was just Wham. They only had the keys and they used it.
You fixed it already?
Yep, it's all done. I got the keys for it and we have access to it. And we were expecting to find 30-year-old food in there, and unfortunately there was no 30-year-old food, just a bunch of garbage.
All
I might
right.
have keys for that.
Who has keys for it?
I might have had a set of keys for that.
Really?
Yeah, me too. And I had given them up to the president already. So I don't know what that was all about. Yeah.
The WAM people said they had nothing. School didn't have anything, and the custodian, Steve, he was like, "I've never been in this shed before."
Yeah,
He's worked for 30 years.
you fixed it anyway, so at this point, it's moot.
Good job. Good job. Took
Yeah,
care of it.
I agree.
The tree lighting. There's not really much to talk about. I think that's all set. Everybody is committed and they said they're good. I have 10 trees, 10 sponsors for the tree giveaway. And I have 2 real trees there. And I'm going there to feed them every day because I've never had any experience with real trees. And I filled up their little bowls there with about a gallon of water. And it was bone dry when I went in the next day.
That's
So-
good. That means they're drinking.
So that's what I've done right off the rip the last 2 days. So I'll be there every day to feed them their water. I had 6 signs ordered for River Road, 3 to stop motorized vehicles on the track and 3 to stop the dogs dragging chains and objects. And that's exactly what they say. And I've already had them put up.
Cool.
Good.
And I don't know if this was the proper section for this or not, but I have set schedule for next year's meetings. Apparently we need to do that at this meeting, I'm told.
Okay.
So I don't know, do you want to just leave it the same as it always is, the last Monday of the month?
Sure.
All right, that was easy. And I also have written here, it looks like the last thing, the CIP idea, what we want to do with that. If we want to make that overhang over the workout area or possibly the construction cost.
How about the floor? Oh,
I
sorry, go
priced
ahead.
out- I priced out a roofer over that. You're looking at probably anywhere from probably 15 to 20,000
Ooh. Yeah.
with labor.
So that's all I got. Basically, what do you guys want to do for that?
That's kind of steep.
Yeah, but we need something for CIP. I haven't looked at what we usually had put out there. I think pickleball was something, but we got that, didn't we?
Yep, that's happening in the spring.
Okay.
Do we need any more lighting or are we good for the next?
I think in the long term, we're always looking for lighting for the all-purpose field so they could play soccer at night. But that's a big nut. That's a lot of money. But we could put that off in the future. And
We can-
so I guess besides the lid over the exercise equipment and the internet down there, what else are we looking at? It's a 5-year plan we have to promote, right?
Yeah. You know, I have another idea, but it's not a big idea. I just, have you ever seen those wooden boxes with a little flip out door where people can put books in there and people can just read books or just take them home?
Yeah,
One of those would be nice to have down there, but that's a small project. That's what, like $200, maybe $300.
yeah, that's a
Probably a
great
little
idea.
more. I've seen those in Hartford. They're all over Hartford. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be a good spot for that.
I think you're
Who's
right.
gonna fill it?
But
Can we
CIP,
get
I don't know if it's a CIP job,
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think it's something that you could do and make a announcement to the town that you've done it. And I usually see them as one for adults and then one for kids.
Or maybe even do a fundraiser or something to try and get the money for it
Yeah,
potentially.
that's a great idea.
Or Eagle Scout project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great, Mike, that's a good one.
You could go right next to the thing that they built for the sports equipment.
Yep. Yeah, Al, you should suggest that to the scouts. What does Erica think is gonna happen with internet? She thinks the feds or the state are gonna give us money?
I don't know where it's coming from. And
Part of Joe's infrastructure?
I wanted to come to the meeting with more information, but every time I bring it up, I don't get very far, It basically I'm being told that it's a possibility,
Okay.
I don't have nothing more than that. And if it is put in that way, she would definitely want it to be Wi-Fi as far as it could be,
Yeah,
you know.
more free stuff.
So
So maybe that's not a CIP item, but the rooftop over the exercise equipment's not a bad idea. And then I'll look at the old CIP that we put in last year and see what's in that, and I'll kind of look at it and submit it to you guys, and we can go from there.
okay. So is that how we want to go? The rooftop over that?
Yeah, I don't think the rooftop's a bad idea. It preserves the equipment, it makes it more useful.
We can list them both, right? We can list the roof, and we can also list the internet second, like in the second year. And
Yeah,
then if we get it for free, we take it off.
exactly. That's a great idea.
Okay. I'll do that. I think I have to have that done at the end of December.
Okay.
So I'll start working on that.
I think I've done it in the past. I'll look up the paperwork. Do you have all the paperwork? The previous ones?
I believe so. Somebody sent it to me, I believe.
I'll see what I've got, send you what I've got. And then we'll just put a 5-year plan together and put them in order and see what makes sense.
Okay.
That's just a couple emails. That's easy.
So something just popped into my head that's not on my report here. Yeah, I wanted to run by you. Remember how I was talking about moving the volleyball sand court over instead of getting rid of it? So the pickleball would go in that spot and we wouldn't be losing anything, we'd be gaining things. Troy actually made a suggestion to me and said, why not why not put the pickleball court next to the volleyball court and then put a 4-way light up top so that both courts would be getting light.
That's not a bad idea.
And then that way we don't have to even move the volleyball court at all. Pickleball goes in because I don't think the pickleball court's very big. It can be however big it needs to be, but it doesn't feel like we're doing two different jobs, just one job. And then we only have and then the people will be happy they get their pickleball lights, and we're only putting in a 4-way light at the top of the pole instead of the 2-way light that's there.
Yeah, if we're going to keep the volleyball court, there's no point in moving it.
Yeah. It's just making more work.
Just add the pickleball if there's room.
Because when
Pickleball is typically,
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it the size of a tennis court? I saw some on TV and it looked like a tennis court. And nobody's using the volleyball court. I don't know.
There's one, so it turns out Al's a volleyball guy and he's thinking about maybe getting some more use out of that court. No one's really tried to create a program for that court. It's
Oh.
there. Maybe Alan could create a program for that court, outdoor volleyball. Is that kind of what you're thinking, Al?
Yeah.
All right, I take that back then. I forgot about that. You're right. Go ahead. Let's
Yeah,
go for it.
but we could, you're right, we could do something with lighting for pickleball, but I think you'd have to get the architect that designed the field to redesign that. You have to create a new plan now. I think.
So
So,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly that means. Like, what do I have to do to
Is it
make
Carl?
yeah,
That Carl?
Carl Asimovic, I think he's still the guy. So he's like, he's an architect that does planning for the town and creates the plans for River Road. See if that pickleball court would fit adjacent to the volleyball court. And I don't see a problem with putting, there's only one head on the pole for the volleyball court right now, right? On that side?
You talking about the lighting?
Yeah, it's just one head.
Is it? It's either one or two.
Is that two?
It might be two.
If it doesn't fit next to the volleyball court, it would certainly fit down the far end of the basketball court. And you could just put a head on the back of that one pole there.
Or just put two more poles up with four more heads. That might all fit into the, how much is that court supposed to cost? What's our number? I thought it was like 48,000 or something.
Well, we got the money for it, so we should know.
Yeah, I think it was in the 40s.
So that's probably in the CIP information that I already have somewhere.
And Carl's not free. That's probably a G note minimum for him to redesign that. But I agree with what Mike said. It's not worth getting rid of a volleyball court that's already there if pickleball can go somewhere else and it's not an extreme amount of money. They'd have to dig out the volleyball court anyhow, Mike, right? Get rid of the sand and backfill it with gravel.
Yeah, you have to put a base back in there.
Right, so you'd have to dig out and put a base where it's going no matter what. The only thing you're missing is lights, and the reality is, if you build it without lights, so be it. Then down the road, lights come as another CIP.
Well, there's a court laid out, pickleball court laid out on the basketball court, so that has lights, so that could be used when you need to do it in the dark.
But if you want to keep volleyball and move pickleball, and you build a pickleball court and it only comes in that value because it's in a different spot with engineering, with no lights, we could always do lights some other time, or maybe we could make the lights fit into that budget.
Yeah,
See, you kind of got to go to Carl and see, you know, depending on boundaries and all that stuff, where the new pickleball court could go.
Okay. What's his last name again?
Asimovic, ACIMOVIC, maybe.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
It's on
Cinevic.
a print. It's on a print.
that's
I
it.
got it right here. You want his information, contact?
Yeah.
I just talked to him not too long ago. Carl, let me look. Wow. Okay. I'll find it on my emails. I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea Troy had, you know, that we're still adding, we're not having to move anything. They get their court. We put the lighting in the right, you know, just add a little bit more lighting and everybody's happy, you know?
Right. But if it doesn't fit adjacent to, and you got to move it down the other end, that's okay too if it all works. It just has to be put into a design. I'm all for it. I think that's a great idea. But that means you got to get a volleyball program going, an outdoor volleyball program.
My intention is to try, you know?
It looks like you're doing pretty good. I think you're going to make it happen. How are you with the job so far?
Good. I mean, if everything feels normal now,
Good.
the it's just, the random things that pop up that you don't expect, like I had today, where we're now questioning the bill for the landscaping. So I don't want to get too much into it, but that's what we were talking about today.
Okay.
So I have his contact information.
Perfect.
It's Carl with a K.
I just sent it to your text.
Oh,
You just
okay.
got it in a text, so you're all set.
All right, then you may have it there. Okay,
Should be good.
All right, got it.
I think he would have to have some input, Ed, right? Carl?
in terms of the field, I guess we
Yeah.
use them just because we have to, do we need to get approval for any of that stuff that we do there? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it has to be permitted and everything.
Probably zoning at least.
Seems
So-
crazy, but
So if you really want to do this, Al, it's a tomorrow thing. You got to get on it because it could take Carl a little bit to redraw it on the print, and maybe you might want to meet him down there, or maybe you might want to go down there and kind of lay it out and see where it would work and fit best.
Okay. And so we'd have to pay him just to come down and take a look at it.
You'd have to pay him to put it on a final print.
Okay. So if I could talk to him and meet him down there, I'm just trying to figure out where that money is going to come from.
The money to pay Carl?
Yeah. Like if I said, hey, can you come down and take a look at this? And then,
I don't think I'd have him come take a look at it. I'm not gonna be home for a couple days, but I'll meet you down there one day and it'd be worth it to look and see where it could go that makes the most sense.
okay.
And if it's adjacent to the volleyball, that's fine. I just don't know where it's gonna fit.
The thing that I think we have going for us, if we're going to do this, stick with this plan, is the pickleball court's not that big. It really
Right.
isn't. I was looking at the dimensions of it, and I really do think it would fit in that area easily.
I mean, you've got one laid out on the basketball court, so that tells you how big it is.
Right.
And were we gonna put a fence around that? Was that part of the CIP?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not either. I'm not even sure what the real plan is or how we came up with the number for this.
I'll pull it all up tomorrow and I'll try and take a look at it.
Is there a contractor that's been hired to do this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So yeah, we should be, by the end of the week, we should kind of get our arms wrapped around it.
Okay. I can send out an email with everything that I figure out.
Okay. All right, what else we got? Poor Rocco's freezing.
I got the car running.
He's gonna die of carbon monoxide asphyxiation.
His eyes are getting droopy.
Call Mike, call 911. So is that for director's report all you got, or you got some more?
That's all I got.
All right, any old business? Doesn't sound like it. Any new business? Doesn't sound like it.
Nope.
So if everybody's good, we could, wow, that's a speed dial, 7:38. Do we adjourn at 7:38? Do we have anything else to talk about?
I think so.
I think we're good.
All right, I move to adjourn.
Are we gonna, one last thing, are we gonna meet in December or are we gonna jump over to January? Because typically it's right around this time, which is right in the middle of the holidays.
Unfortunately, I think we should meet, we should, somewhere in there because this pickleball thing sounds like it's gonna be something we have to talk about.
All right, that's fine.
Maybe we
So-
should meet in 2 weeks rather than 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Meet the week before the 27th.
Mhm.
So you'll have to post that agenda, Al.
Is that gonna be, so is that gonna be a special meeting or a regular meeting? Because it's not on the designated day. Well, neither is this one, honestly, but.
We can do
Yeah,
it,
so-
we can do it anytime we want. Nobody comes, nobody knows. I'll
That's
see.
true.
I think you can just post for it, Al.
Okay,
Post the agenda and we'll have the meeting.
so you,
And by that time, we can all kind of, everybody should go down to River Road and take a peek and see what they think.
we wanna have it on the 20th, right? The next,
Is that the date?
yeah, that's the Monday before the 27th.
Okay. Yep, that's right. That works.
That's fine. And then we could probably turn the lights off. They don't need to be on so late this time of the year, I don't.
Yeah, I
think.
gotta get down there and program it. I can program it so that it just wipes out these months.
All right, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to dump work on you.
No, actually, that's a good reminder.
All right, then I second your move to adjourn.
All right, right on. Everybody else good? All right, now, I think, Alan, I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Thanks, Alan. Everything's great.
Thanks.
We're psyched. We're psyched.
Yeah, keep it up. The more you do, the less we do. I'm kidding. The more you do, the more gets done.
The
And
better
that's
we all look, the
Yeah,
better you look.
exactly
but
right.
the better the town is.
exactly right.
People love what we do for the town. They really
Yeah.
do. So it makes a difference.
And having a good rec director makes it all come together.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys.
All right,
Rocco,
folks.
Billy, everybody, thanks for showing up tonight.
Take
Good
care.
night,
See you
guys.
See you in a
Take
couple
care.
weeks.
Take care.